All right, folks, this is a hint. This is a hint for the show tonight. Let's see if you follow it. Oh, Ian's waiting on us. Ian's waiting on us. Hey, where's the awning at? All I see is the moon.
Hey, special things coming.
Oh, nice, nice, nice. Hey. Oh, yeah, you turned it on just for the show.
Maybe. We might still be open if you come up here. We'll see.
Cool, cool. I got a lot of stuff going on here.
Welcome, Randy.
All right.
Hey, guys.
Hey, what's up?
Show them
Oh, is this secret? We can't tell who it is, though, okay? Look, are you redoing the shop?
We are.
Holy smokes! Wow! Holy smokes! You putting showers back here in the back?
No showers.
Okay, all right.
We'll talk about it on the show.
Man, this is nice, Kent. I thought you were through remodeling. Look at all this. Nice. They have got things. He has tore it all to pieces. More, better, more, better. Look at the stocks. Look at the reels. Holy smokes. Look, they have got more inventory everywhere. Everything that you need to fish. And look here, look. Even the tank is clean. Ian, you've done such a good job. Let's start the show. Okay, you see this place? This place here. It's the Cain Pole, the place you should be getting all of your bait and tackle. The latest in fishing technology, lures, reels, rods, line, and of course, bait, crickets, shiners, goldfish, frozen bait, and worms of all kinds. Too much to mention it all. Check out the Cain Pole on Facebook, or come on by and let us show you how to catch more fish, because catching fish is fun. The Cain Pole in Southern Hills Plaza, Richmond, KY.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Oh, there he is. There he is. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Kiss it. There you go. See, nice. Nice. Monster. Look at that bad boy. Look at that bad boy. Look at that. Yes, look at that. Nice. Look at that. It's another show. Welcome to the Cain Pole Fishing Show. The Cain Pole Fishing Show is brought to you by Lewis Veterinary, Downtown Clinic, Purdy's Coffee, Big Hill and Downtown, and the Paddy Wagon, Irish Pub. Enjoy the show.
What's up, Ian?
Hello, Kent.
How's it going, buddy?
Good, you?
Man, listen, I've had a phenomenal weekend. This past weekend.
We have had phenomenal.
We did. And so I'm so stoked about this past weekend. But we'll get that to in a minute. We want to say thank you for tuning in to the Cain Pole Fishing Show, our second one of the year. Everybody's laughing in the video room here because I cannot speak. Man, I'm going to apologize right off the bat. I'm pretty exhausted. We are as soon as we got back from the WYMT Fishing Expo show, right, that we did presented by Pittsburgh Marine, we basically came back here, and in my normal crazy way, I went back to the back room to organize some stuff that we brought back, and the next thing you know, I've ripped down shelves, and I've decided that we are going full speed remodel in the back room and tearing down walls.
Yeah, we even built a new cabin in the studio.
Hey man, this is cozy.
Look, you see this? There's a campfire back there.
Right here.
Back there, right?
Isn't it nice?
It's so warm.
Is there a campfire right there on us?
A campfire in the house.
Right over here.
Oh, yeah,
Right
this
over here.
fire is so warm.
Woo, baby. Right? Awesome. Anyway, hey man,
Hey,
what else has been going on?
we had the expo. We had a fantastic weekend. Can we talk about how good it was?
We'll get there in a minute. So what else? Right? Have you fished?
No.
Hey, you threw a new bait today.
Oh. Yeah. I love that bait.
You do?
Can we have Cody go grab one?
We should. Cody, will you go to the front counter? There's like a tackle box. Open the tackle box. Just get a couple of those baits out of there. They're all the same.
Yeah.
Anyway, so you threw a new bait today just for fun.
Yeah, I made a couple casts. And
Yep. How'd that go for you?
Dude, like, I
know better than that.
I made 5 casts.
Oh my gosh.
And had 52 pounds, 6 ounces.
You are crazy.
52 pounds, 6 ounces. I had 11, 14.
In Lake Reba? You were
Lake
gone,
X. Lake X.
No, Lake Reba,
X.
you were gone for 6 minutes.
We can't tell them. It's Lake X.
52 pounds in 6 minutes? Whatever.
I told you I made 5 casts. I boat flipped all
That's
of them.
something Randy would say. Anyway.
Randy be like, can we fry any of them?
Yeah, can we fry any of those fish? I want to fry some fish. Right? Hey, I just want to eat, guys, and I've just been asking fish for 6 months, 8 months since we've been doing the show, and I still don't even fish.
True.
Anyway, have you been fishing at all? Seriously?
No, I have a job. I don't have time to fish.
Wow, that is.
Same.
First off, that's untrue. You have a brand new football coach at Madison Central, correct?
Yes, he's fantastic.
And so you've been what?
Practice every day.
Yes, and put on a
clinic.
And put
with
on
fishing. Oh no! Oh,
Diet?
a strict diet.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm joking.
The entire offensive line.
Yeah.
That's right.
No, but no, with school and up here and football, I don't have time to fish. Hopefully this weekend I might get out and catch a bass or two.
Yeah, well, I haven't.
What about you? When's the last time you went and caught an old boogle-eye bass?
Well,
old slaunch donkey.
My boat is not in the best of shape. My new one.
I don't know. It might be in good shape now.
Actually, I take it back. So, we talked about this actually with a bunch of guys, and I know that people come in and they talk about, hey, I love the Ranger, I love Phoenix, I love Skeeter, I love Triton, I love the Vexus, I love Bass Cat, I love this, they're all of them, right? But I will say that I think every boat, right, and whoever you talk to, every boat has its
flaws.
It's
not
issues,
flaws.
right? At some degree, right?
Yeah.
I wouldn't say a flaw, right? But
not a Ranger. A Ranger's perfect now.
Oh, that's good call. Nice call. That's hint number one on who's on this show tonight.
That's the Cadillac of all boats.
Right? Hint number one. With what vehicle? That's the question driving. Because what goes with
Chevy.
a Ranger. Oh,
you got to have a big Tahoe, big Suburban out there pulling it.
That's right. Boy, man, you are kissing up tonight.
Man, he's good.
Anyway.
Preferably like a tan gold color, too.
Oh, really? Is it?
We're just hinting. Just giving hints.
So, anyway, if you think, like, every boat kind of has its issues. So, I will say that my boat has, hey, we'll talk about it. There's no tackle box up front?
It's up front somewhere. Look around the floor.
It's on the floor.
It's an old tackle box.
It's an old tackle box.
Just go ahead and take your time.
Like, probably ain't no tackle boxes in there.
No, it's a fishing shop. There's no tackle box.
Anyway, so, yeah, I just had a small issue in the deck. They said that...
just a small...
Well, no, come on, man. It's not a mountain. Anyway, it's not that big a deal. Like, everybody, yes. A lot of people like to give me a hard time about it. In fact, they're saying that my boat is faster than it is not. I'm like the Titanic right now. It's not moving very quick. But it's bad. It's basically at the manufacturer getting warranted. So yeah, I will have my boat back hopefully sooner than later.
That's them, Cody.
But,
just pick a few.
Yeah. So anyway,
we're gonna talk about this new bait that I fished with a little bit.
Yeah.
Just bring them on in here, Cody. Yes. This is actually the specific one I
Hold on a second. When you go and you start cleaning out a tackle store that has been here for 26 years, and you start like cleaning out old like tackle boxes and baits that I don't even know, because when we bought in, like
I don't know, you're pretty old.
Thank you. I started redoing the front, room and all that stuff. So when I started cleaning out the back, I come across this tackle box, and all of a sudden I pull it out, and it's got these things. Right?
What are we gonna call these?
And
the divey doos. They're the divey doos.
Here's the thing, though. I think Hoot has to be in there because it looks like an owl. Does it not? It looks totally like an owl.
A duck owl.
But anyway, these are trolling baits. We looked these up. Mr. Bill Cox looked them up and found it for us, and they are trolling baits, and they actually dive quite deep. I think you said.
Well, when I was out there catching them 10-pounders.
So you say you caught 52 pounds on 6 minutes on this thing?
52.6.
Oh, sorry.
In 5 casts.
52.6
In 5 casts.
Wow.
Boat flipped them all.
So
in
one
a
of them had to
Ranger
weigh
boat.
more than 10 pounds.
Oh, every one of them weighed more than 10 pounds. I had 11, 14, and then the rest were solid.
Okay.
I had another 11 too,
Sure.
and then the rest were solid 9.5, 10.
All right.
Yeah. That was weighed on the Rapala digital
Awesome.
scale.
Yeah.
Exact.
Awesome. Anyway, I don't know what these. We're going to display these at the shop, so if anybody wants to see them, we're going to have them on display just for fun.
I would have Randy post a picture of all them fish I caught, but I didn't have my phone on me.
Oh, that's typical. That's typical. Anyway, hey, let's see. What else is going on? Oh, there's some tournament series that have been announced.
Yes.
Okay, so I think Kentucky Bass Federation, they called me earlier in the week, and they were getting ready to announce their schedule and some tournaments, but I need to verify that. So I did not hear back, but please check on Kentucky Bass Federation's site on that in more detail. What I will do is I'm going to refer to my phone for a second. I apologize. The NTBA team tournament trail for 2021 by Anglers Outpost and Marine was announced. So just so you know, there's Angler of the Year tournament, Team of the Year series, Team of the Year awards, and it's 100% payback. Last year payback was over $40,000 and so forth, and they've paid, since 2012, they paid out over $450,000 in winnings. So congratulations there. Also, just for some info, their membership dues are $60. $10 goes to the Classic. And then you have to participate and pay in 3 divisional tournaments or finish in the top 25 of any of the circuit qualifiers. So here's the dates, guys. Once again, I want to say that I apologize because we have been working in this remodel in the store, and I haven't put this together yet. But one of my goals I just spoke to a couple guys about is I want to create kind of a, I don't think every tournament gets registered necessarily with Kentucky Fish and Wildlife. I know it's sometimes hard to figure out if I'm going to fun fish, which ramp to go to, maybe which ramps I should avoid. And so what I'd like to do is I'm going to work really hard on building a public calendar that you can continue to come and access. And so what I want to put on there is the fishing shows, things that are happening around our state, all the tournament trail dates, so and what ramps. I can't say that won't be moved or they're subject to change, but you should at least maybe you don't tournament fish and that there's nothing wrong with that, certainly, and you want to avoid, we try to give you a heads up if there's some big classic going out of Halcomb's Landing, maybe you should go put in at Burnside or Conley, and when those tournaments are starting. So I'll be working on a calendar pretty soon. So if you've got any tournament dates that you would like to tell us about, please submit on our Facebook page. You can email me at kent@thecanepole.com, or you can just share it in Messenger if you want to do that as well. So anyway, just if you've got any tournament dates that you want to make us aware of. So one of the ones right here, let me just give you these dates. The team circuit starts February 20th. It's at Dale Hollow Start Point Marina. The next one is June 26th at Harrington Lake from Pandora Marina Ramp. September 18th is the Barron River Lake and State Park Ramp. And then the Fall Classic will be November 5th and 6th on Lake Cumberland, which is Halcomb's Landing. And then you have Team of the Year awards. So be sure, if you want, go check out Anglers Outpost and Marine Facebook page, and you can go see that. All right, as I said, I'm exhausted. I can't even read right, and I'm reading it right
so
here.
How many did you?
I can't
did you say how many of those do you have to fish to qualify?
It said that you have to participate or pay in 3 divisional tournaments or finish in the top 25 in any 3 of the circuit qualifiers, or fish all 3 circuit qualifiers. How about that?
It's a mouthful.
Anyway, you can find this info on Anglers Outpost and Marine Facebook page.
Okay.
They just announced it. Okay? So that is the National Team Bass Association. Also, I guess Kentucky Bass Nation, I think we posted that schedule last week. We'll get that on board. We got the new, I can tell you this, if you're interested in fishing solo and you want to fish, there's a big group out of the Cain Pole that fishes the National Tournament Trail, the
NBT.
National Bass Trail.
It's
Is that
National
right?
Bass Trail.
I can't even get it right. See what I mean? There's so many. So National Bass Trail, and there's a bunch of those tournaments, but those are
8 of those.
They are, but he's
Working.
tweaking
Yeah.
a couple of dates on there, so he'll be announcing that soon. That's Rick.
Oh, Rick.
Yep, doing that. So
You want to talk about the weekend, or you want to talk
lots
about some
going
baits?
on. Well, I think let's talk about the weekend, but in the weekend we kind of announced some of these baits.
Yeah.
So for those that didn't know, the shows have been hard to come by this year. A lot of the swap meets, a lot of the shows that we typically attend, whether it's Kentucky Boat Show, whether it's a Louisville Boat Show, whether it's a bunch of swap meets at high schools, a lot of them have been canceled. Fortunately, the WYMT Fishing Show presented by Pittsburgh Marine at the Corbin Arena was still a go, and I can say that we're ecstatic for the weekend we had. And I want to first off thank, if you're watching, anyone that came down and attended and came to the show. I know that everybody was smiles down there.
Yeah.
All the vendors had really good time.
Fun.
We were having a good time.
It was.
I met a lot of great
time.
people.
Yeah.
So
The producer wasn't invited, but
yes, we did invite.
Everyone was
we actually
invited.
invited our producer to
Everyone
come do a
was
live
invited.
feed, but that never happened. So, all right, he wants money.
He wants money for everything.
work.
You know what? We
He
need to
always
start
wants
charging him by the cup of coffee.
That's
I had
right.
Deadline,
And then we'll trade it.
I had to
Yeah,
right.
we'll just trade filming
Perfect.
for coffee.
Anyway,
3 cups an hour.
now.
3
so,
cups an hour.
hey, one of the things that I got in is that when McDonald, I think it was, won the Super Tournament.
Monroe.
Yeah, Monroe
Yeah.
won the Super Tournament on Cumberland. Right. One of the things he was fishing with was the what?
Little booger.
Well, he was fishing with a tailspin.
Yeah.
And so I was able to track down and work with Big Daddy Baits out of Tennessee, and we were able to get the exact booger spin that he won on Cumberland with.
That's the one.
And so that is the exact. So we had ordered, I can't tell you, but I know it was in the hundreds. And
We've got about 6
we've
left.
probably got about 6 to 8 left. So if you want, I just placed a new order. He actually, the most popular color, I believe, was Malone's Magic. And that was in the half ounce.
Yeah,
And so
we're out of 'em.
we're out of them, but I ordered more today. Talked to Alex down there, and so we have more coming. But if you're interested in getting some of these, please message us so that we can put some back and order some more for you because we have our open house coming up, which, again, we'll get to the open house in just a second. So we took the booger spins down there from Big Daddy Baits, and that was awesome to have down there.
Yeah,
and,
absolutely.
People were really grateful that we were able to track those down and get the ones that he actually won with. And I'm not saying other tailspins won't work, okay? But I wanted to grab the ones that he had kind of made infamous on Cumberland.
Yeah.
And we'll be stocking those
Regularly.
more regularly. What do you got there, bub? What else did we get in?
I don't know how to pronounce this.
Okay, but go
It
ahead.
is the Mega Bass Buzzbait,
Yeah,
the new one.
yeah.
fan-
What don't you know how to pronounce?
Jamaica Boa? Boa, is that right?
It's Jamaica Boa.
Jamaica Boa. I guess I do know how to pronounce it. We're learning. We're big boy things now. We
Good
learn
job.
how to speak. Yeah. Personally, I haven't fished this buzzbait yet. It looks like a fantastic buzzbait. I know they have one out of the pack up here, and it was loud. It was knocking.
It is. It does. It actually knocks against. It's interesting, right? It's not your typical knocker where it's got like a flap. It actually knocks against a metal bead that's down here. I don't know if you can see this, and I've got it kind of upside down on purpose, but if you see right here, there's like a metal bead, and that's what it's knocking against. I personally have not thrown it, but we have had. I've thrown the bigger ones. They do make an incredible noise, and this is the new black ones we just got in.
Can we get a?
And so we're pretty half ounce.
How does it sound?
Right.
Can you give me a demonstration?
I don't know.
Is it like a blah, 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 or is it like a ta 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 ta?
It goes.
Yeah, that.
It goes like that. Dot, 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 dot,
So,
dot.
so you know, like with like the Whopper Plopper, some of the smaller buzzbait, it kind of.
It goes.
No, I believe it's more like.
Yeah, maybe not.
Okay.
But anyway, it's pretty loud. And I'll say it's a cool bait throw.
I said Whopper Plopper, and Cody just jumped
Anyway.
around the corner like.
So I know they love the Whopper Plopper. What else you got there, bub?
I have the Big Bite Baits
Yeah.
Suicide Shad. What color is this? It's like the fire crawl color, but the exact color is Rayburn Red.
Yeah. So I actually have to thank a guy out of Illinois for these. You know, and this brings me to one thing. It is very difficult, and it's almost impossible for me, I know, to track down every hot bait that's going on in the country. Like, I just don't know. And sometimes it requires a customer or a friend or somebody just to call up and order something, and I go, wow, where did they come from? So yeah, I was looking at the tailspins, but a buddy, thanks to Asa, called me up and said, hey, here's some, booger spins you need to try to get. So I worked on getting them. These actually came
Can
from...
we talk about how quick they were with shipping those
yeah.
booger spins though?
They were awesome.
Yeah,
So
like 2
Mike Van
days.
Pelt out of Illinois sent me, called up and ordered some of these, and I was able to get them for him. And look, man, they're killer. I wish they made them in a little, but the tail, look at the tail, it's so thin, right, that way it falls over. So you can almost, if you don't like the eyes, what a
give it a
great
little
bait
snip.
to cut this off and put it on the back of your chatterbait.
Oh,
your
fire crawl.
chatterbait. If you want to sink into that, it's a great bait, right? Speaking of fire crawls, we've got some really cool baits coming from BC Lures within the fire crawl, and also
Yes.
Buddy's Custom Baits has some cool fire crawl stuff coming. So the fire crawl is getting pretty hot. So anyway, those are big bite baits. We've got a few of those packs left. But that's been really good. Give me that, please. That's mine. So
I want it though. I want
one
to
of
take
the
it home.
things that I've been working on is, if you know, Spro rock crawlers have been probably one of the hottest crankbaits for the last probably, I don't know, it's been
2
many
years, 3 years.
Okay, so with the Spro rock crawler, there's a ton of colors, but we're introducing all these new colors, and I'm excited to say that we have one of the best, I'd say, one of the best painters, bait painters in the region, if not
The country.
many states, right?
Yeah.
Around the east, right here in Richmond, Kentucky. And so I know that there's been other baits been made, and then he can custom baits. I know he makes some. I got a bunch of guys that bring baits to me. I take them to them. He paints them for me, gets them all done, and so they're doing an amazing job. So one of the things that Donnie and I worked on, we started working together. We started talking about some cool color, and so one of the things he came up with, working with him, is we came up with the new, and I think we're going to call it basically the cane pole crawl, but it's basically a bit of a take off the red bug, but it's got a crackle to it. So it's got a black back, it's got a crackle crawl to it with the gold orange underneath that it translucents to a gold and then to a bright orange bottom with a little bit different crawl pattern this time instead of the traditional Spro crawl pattern. This is a true Spro rock crawler, so you can buy them in the clear series and then have them painted. So we took these down to the show. I had advertised them. We got down there, and I don't think we made it through the first hour that we sold them all. And so this bait, by the way, runs at a $21.99 is what it runs currently for the rock crawler version. We do have some of these baits in a different, that's not Spro.
A blank.
But it's a blank that mimics Spro, and they will be painted with no hooks, and you can purchase those for $15 a bait. So once again, I will have plenty of these. I think I only have like 35 of the real Spro, and I know there's a bunch on the list that want them. So be sure, if you're interested in these, to give me a shout. I'll put your name on the list. We'll get you taken care of, and we'll go from there. But anyway, this is the new exclusive to the cane pole crawl rock crawler, so we're super excited about that. Listen, man,
You're not kicking me off already, are
I'm
you?
not kicking you off yet, but
My heart.
I'm just gonna say this. Like, I wish I had a bunch more stuff to talk about, but it's just been, as soon as we came back from the show, it has been a wild ride the last 3 days. And I'm so excited for everybody to come visit the store. I just confirmed with Daryl Muncie, by the way, he will be cooking for our open house.
Crack bread.
So let's talk about that for a second. February 5th, we are having, okay, so first off, our main open house is February 6th.
Yes.
Okay, we will have, and I'll announce these for sure, but I believe Vicious line is coming down. We have Fish Head Spin coming through.
Good.
We have Shimano will be here. We have Bad Boy Jigs. We have D&L Tackle. We have BC Lures. MJ Jigs will be here. They're all going to be here. And so we're excited. Buddy's Custom Lures is going to be here. Baits. I always say Buddy Custom Lures, don't I? So Buddy's Custom Baits will be here.
Danny and Danny from Buddy Custom.
Anyway, they're
Baits.
great guys. So they'll be here. So we're super excited about. They're just super excited.
Super excited.
So
One.
Someone in the comments start counting, please.
yeah. So
Steve Parker says put back one of those big bat baits. He's getting it Saturday.
okay, Steve Parker, we got it with your hoodie.
It's in my pocket. It's yours.
His ARC hoodie. Now he says is misprinted. His first one. Now he's on to this one, and he put it on. Now it's too tight. I think there's a problem.
Wait, wasn't the size above too loose?
I'm just saying, if he's gonna give me a hard time, he's gonna do it right here. He'll make some comment.
I'm waiting on
okay?
the comment.
But
Well,
anyway,
actually,
I'll see you Saturday for another one. I think he's
here
just
every
gonna try
Saturday.
every one I'm on. Anyway, so let me explain. February 6th from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. is our open house.
come see
We
us.
will have breakfast from Chick-fil-A. We will have lunch with pulled pork, ribeye sandwiches, and beer cheese, what we call beer cheese garlic crack bread. 16 loaves, by the way.
That's it.
Yeah, and it'll be all made right out back and brought in fresh. You can't have any in.
God, you can't. I'll
You're
eat
on a
ends.
diet.
I'll eat ends. I'm not playing football this year.
Okay? Neither am I. So,
Hey, what about dinner?
So-
I think Coach can let me slide for one
Anyway.
weekend.
So what about dinner?
that you can eat that again. So we'll have that during the day. We'll have. I'm already getting a bunch of stuff coming in. We've got
Mega Bass order?
We'll have prizes. We've got prizes coming in. We'll have something probably every half hour. I'll be drawing tickets out, and we'll throw you back in.
Do I
okay?
get in the ticket,
So
Joey?
no. So anyway, we'll do that every half hour during the day. We've got some big prizes to also give away, so we're really excited about that. And that's the 6th. If you want to avoid that crowd and still get some of the specials, you are happy to come on the 5th, which is Friday, and we have breakfast,
From?
Best Donuts, and then on during lunch, our buddy Sean from Snappy Tomato is helping us out for lunch.
Yes,
right?
I'm here.
That day. Randy will be here all day Friday
Dude,
and Saturday.
I am super excited about this weekend.
So-
My diet is going to be crushed.
Anyway,
Steve Parker said, keep your dad bod, I'll keep my man bod.
that's right.
And
So-
Colleen says, you also say, let me explain.
Oh, I do. That's correct. Let me explain.
So hear me
You're
out
right.
here.
Oh, Colleen, guess what?
He
Look,
spilled it on the
I'm
table.
not using my coaster.
He already spilled it. Look,
Listen,
there's a stain, Kent.
Stop. Anyway, so, hey, guess what?
Don't kick me off.
I am
Is it time?
pretty pumped because we have a
That you're
guest.
super excited.
We have a guest in the house.
Let me explain.
Driving a big Ranger boat.
Is that how it looks? Why are you leaning back so far?
Cause they got the low-rided heated seats that just kind
Drive
of
the Ranger boat up
cruise.
here, did you?
Yeah, it's parked out in the parking lot. Come look at it.
Is it like the Wiener Dog, mobile? We should have a Ranger boat mobile with big old mud tires.
No, you don't want to throw mud on the pretty boat.
So what kind of tires you put on it? Bicycle tires?
No, you just put nice, normal street tires on it.
Yeah.
You gotta have chrome though. Everything has to be chrome. Chrome door handles, chrome wheels, chrome tire. No, chrome tires too. Like that's big. You have to be
We
big
should
money down the
create
Ranger.
the first ever bass boat vehicle to drive around to all the events.
That'd be awesome.
You gotta be
let's do
big
that.
money down the Ranger, so it has to be chrome.
You got to even be bigger money to have a Ranger dealership. What do you think
Is
about
that a sign?
It might be. Hey, We got a special guest
Are they
tuning
Steelers
in.
fans too?
Maybe.
We're giving some hints.
Hey, we'll be right back with our special guest. Stay tuned.
Okay, you see this place? This place here. It's the Cain Pole, the place you should be getting all of your bait and tackle. The latest in fishing technology. Lures, reels, rods, line, and of course, bait, crickets, shiners, goldfish, frozen bait, and worms of all kinds. Too much to mention it all. Check out the Cain Pole on Facebook, or come on by and let us show you how to catch more fish, because catching fish is fun. The Cain Pole in Southern Hills Plaza, Richmond, KY.
Hey guys, welcome back. Thanks for watching that amazing commercial. And I am really excited to be sitting with the infamous, the legend, David Oliver from Pittsburgh Marine.
My dad always said if you couldn't dazzle brilliance, baffle with bull, and you're doing a really good job.
I appreciate that. That's exactly right. That's what I do. That's what I do best, David. That's what I do
David, your
best.
dad also said something about catfish, which I love.
Oh, I can't believe the catfish stuff these guys has got. Listen, this is my first trip to Cain Pole, and I'll have to brag on you, man. You've got a great looking store.
I appreciate that.
And product literally everywhere. As I've heard a lot of people talk about, man, we need product, we need baits. Come to Cain Pole. Rock crawlers.
They're here.
Wow.
They're here.
The world has went rock crawler mad.
I know, man. It's crazy.
I'd like to be able to sell a Ranger boat to every guy that's ever bought a rock trawler.
You think so?
It would be cool.
Yeah, you'd be done.
I'd
You'd
quit.
be fishing in Florida.
I would be in Florida fishing. That's right. Yes, sir.
That's awesome. Well, hey, listen. I thank you for coming up. I think
Thank you for the invite.
you're very welcome. And we talked about at the show.
Yes,
after
sir.
the show was over, we kind of did a kind of a debrief and where we were at, and we knew this show would be met with anticipation for thinking it was going to be huge because of everybody wanting to get out, or also being nervous, right? That maybe the
COVID.
people wouldn't show up, and
True.
you know it's been so busy with the fishing community
Yes.
throughout all of 2020. Is 21 going to be any different? And so I want to first off say congratulations on a great show.
Thank you.
I think it was well received. I know it was well received. I know that I spoke to the likes of Backwaters and Corey at Saddlebrook and Kentucky Outdoor, all of them, right, that were there. BC Lures and Buddy's
You
Custom
guys
Baits
all
and all.
stroked
I
it,
mean,
man.
we all had a great time, and I know they were all smiles and had a
Yes.
great show. And so I think,
Even the guy that was selling soap,
dude, listen.
he was all smiles. I've never heard of fisherman's soap. This guy, I'm sorry, I don't remember the name, but he had soap, and he was selling fisherman's soap. I asked, I said, would you come back next year? He said, I can't wait. When is it?
Yeah. Then you had Ladonna's, which was an awesome idea, but a horrible idea at the same time.
I've still got a box of fudge at the house. To
I
finish
got
up.
2 more pieces. Okay.
Awesome.
And she's actually, I've already chatted to her. She might be at our open house.
Cool.
Okay. So
She's from London. She does an awesome job. She's got
does.
a great business.
she does, and she
Yes.
caters. But right
Yes.
now, with the catering being kind of shut down, she's doing a lot of
Yes.
this work, and so it's really good. So
And that was one thing with the boat show. We really wasn't sure with the Fishing Expo if we were going to get to have it or not. So we were very blessed to be able to get to have it. And then on top of that, you know, there was some cancellations of some other shows, and we thought, wow, this will be a great time to get more vendors in. And we got snake bit. Literally the week of, we had folks calling, some, I've been to the doctor, I've got COVID, I've got quarantined. Then we had some guys call that was in the bait business that said, hey, I'm low on product. So COVID, as crazy as this may be, COVID has been great for the boating business, for the outdoors, for the tackle business. And let me explain what I'm saying with great. It's brought families together. It literally has. Going to the lakes now and things, you know. A lot of the boat ramps is hour and a half wait in the summer. And it's families that's getting back together again and going boating, going camping, going fishing. It's awesome. something that our country's missed out on for a long time.
Yeah. We've got a lot of new kids,
Yes.
a lot of new families, a lot of new people have come in the store. I've probably gone outside in the parking lot with more people this year, teaching them how to do a bait caster and
Yes.
throw a bait caster, and
Yes.
they want to, start learning how to do that better. And what are these different types of baits, and how do I use a swim bait and things like that. And it's been an amazing year.
Does anybody have to wonder how to use a shaky head? Everybody can throw a shaky head.
Well, everybody can throw a shaky head, but still people don't know what a shaky head is, right? But it's okay, right?
Don't matter what color shaky head cut you throw, as long as
Well,
it's green pumpkin, right?
That's right. I mean, listen, if you look at it, probably 80% of the colors don't matter in our store.
That's right.
There's probably just a few that don't, but green pumpkin's always a staple.
Confidence.
It is. So, right, if you're confident in a yellow polka dot worm, then that's what you should throw.
Or a chartreuse green
Yeah.
wiggle, whatever it is.
Anyway,
I'll tell you what this would double for. Fishing was really bad. You could take that back set of hooks off, and you could smear peanut butter on anything with that dude right there.
you could. That's right. You can just use that. Maybe you should just take it off and use it for that. I'm just saying.
Stranger things have happened.
Hey, man, stranger baits have been created.
True.
Okay? And mass produced.
True.
Okay? These weren't. These were handmade. But there has been stranger baits that have been on the market.
Aren't you really
Okay.
glad, though, that these were not mass produced?
I'm pretty glad that they weren't. Okay? But I know there's some that have. Hey, so we had a great show.
Yes, sir.
I look forward to this. Is our third year. I know
Yep.
that we are going to get together, and we're not going to say anything now, but we're going to get together and talk about some even better ideas, even greater ideas that we're going to have that make this show even bigger and better next year.
This is
and
true.
I'm excited about that. So I want to say thank you for letting us come down, and
Well, thank
and
you for
we're-
coming and participating.
And we're
All you guys that come and participate, our local people, man, we're thrilled to have you. We're glad to have you. I mean, we're all in this thing together. And
are.
you know, the fishing community, as great as we all think it is, it's really not a huge community. Our acquaintances all overlap.
yeah.
And it's just a great community, a lot of good guys. There's a bad egg every once in a while, but most of them are all great guys.
Yep.
The overwhelming majority of them are great guys.
Yep, they are. I even walked over to Backwaters and bought 5 AFCO hoodies for my entire
you
team
go.
over on my booth, right?
John Brad's a great guy.
And so I went over and
George
bought
is a
them.
pretty good guy on
He
certain
is.
days.
But yeah, they're all good, right?
Yes,
and,
absolutely.
Corey and Greg, all of them, right? And so we're all in this together. It's been a great year.
It has.
And so we're all trying to do what we can to make our shops. But hey, tell me a little bit about Pittsburgh Marine, a little bit of history. You don't have to dive in too deep, but when it became, your family started it, correct?
My father started Pittsburgh Marine in 1979. First line of stuff that we had was Evinrude outboards. First motor we sold was a 25 tiller steer, electric start, old fella from home. His name was George Cloyd. He was a retired banker, and the bank had bought him a new boat and trailer for a retirement gift. And he come down and bought a 25 horsepower Evinrude from my dad. I've still got pictures of it, but we've been around for 40 plus years. Literally have seen the good, bad, and the ugly of the marine business. For the last 20 plus, we've been a Ranger dealer. We've sold about every kind of boat that floats. Bullet, Norsecraft, Astroglass, Procraft, Nitros. I mean, you just keep going.
Right.
We've literally sold a bunch of them. I'm one of the few guys that'll look at you and tell you, hey, just because this is brand XYZ, don't mean it's a bad boat. There's a lot of good boats out there. Unfortunately, we lost Evinrude over the summer. They're gone away. We talked about that just a minute ago.
We did.
He's got some old Johnson outboards out here. If you're an engine enthusiast, you need to come see them. They're cool. They're back in the 50s. They look brand new. They're really slick.
Yeah.
And but we've been around a long time. Ranger is now owned by White River Marine Group, which is the parent company. If you get right down to it, it's a Johnny Morris Bass Pro deal. You was talking tournaments. Now, you're not allowed to hear this, so you got to close your ears
Okay.
right now, okay?
All right, I'll be quiet.
You were talking tournaments, and this is something that's coming. It's not been announced.
Yep.
But there's going to be a White River Marine Group owners tournament. Triton, Nitro, Ranger, Mako, Triton Aluminum, Ranger Aluminum, Tracker Aluminum. I hear that it's going to be like a 6 or 7 event tournament. They're coming to Chickamauga is one lake I know for sure they're coming to.
Okay.
First tournament, the rumor is, and like I said, you guys aren't supposed to hear none of this, so okay, you did not hear this here. The Cain pole did not have nothing to do with this, okay? But the first tournament's like in 6 weeks. This is going to be a buddy type trail. The year-end event is going to be here at Table Rock, and payback total purse will be over $1 million.
Wow.
Just to be an owner.
It's a bunch.
I don't know the specifics. It's not
also
been released
a lot of
yet.
boats. Right?
I don't know how the
There's
point
a
system.
lot of White River.
That's right. I don't know how it's all going to be set, but it's going to be a buddy trail, from what I understand. So there you go.
Awesome.
You heard
That's
it first
exciting.
at the Cain pole.
Well, we heard it first. There you go. So, will you let us know if you hear more details about
I
this?
absolutely
as it
will.
comes
As soon
in?
as we see it, I'll get it to you where you can get it on your Facebook page.
That'd be great.
Yes, sir.
Awesome.
Guaranteed.
Yeah. So, speaking of tournaments, so you started, go back 40 years,
Wow.
right? You put on a great tournament yourself in Fishing for Missions.
Been
Right.
very blessed with that over the last years. Yes.
That does great. You earn a lot of money there. It goes to mission trips and
It
so
does.
forth, right?
My brother and his best friend, Rick Bramer, who is still with us. If you're watching, Rick, you cannot retire. Forget it.
Not allowed.
It's not happening. Jimmy and Rick got together and decided they wanted to put on a really neat tournament. And we've actually got a video on it. And my brother's on video, and he talks about the Lord coming and dying, and that it was a mission. And that's sort of how they began to put this all together. And the tournament, the payback is 100% sponsorship money. The entry fees go 100% to Mission Works. It's been sent across seas. It goes locally. I mean, folks that's got kids that's sick and things of that type of nature, they help them with that. You know, travel expenses. I mean, let's face it, driving backwards and forth to the hospital every day to check on a loved one, it gets expensive. We've had folks, you know, homes have burnt down and just all kinds of stuff. And they've done a tremendous work. Since my brother passed away 2 years ago, his son, Robbie, which is the 3rd generation of Pittsburgh Marine, Robbie is now taking Jimmy's part of the Fishing for Missions tournament. So it's really been a blessed deal. You was talking about tournaments since back in the day. One of the big differences is after blast off. Do you remember after blast off back in the day where you'd see the blue smoke coming up off the water, looked like a young fog?
That's right.
And it was 2-stroke smoke.
That's right.
Love the smell of it, you know. And nowadays you go, and when everybody's took off and gone, like there's no smoke. It's like,
Nothing.
what happened? You know, it's over the years the transition of 2-stroke outboards to direct injected outboards to 4-stroke outboards now. So yeah, in 40 plus years we've seen a bunch of stuff. Tournament fishing, it just keeps growing. High school tournaments.
Oh,
Wow.
crazy, huh?
Would you not like to have had a high school tournament when you was in
I
school?
had no idea. I didn't even barely have college. Right? Right.
You're a pup though.
You know, it'd
We
been
didn't.
awesome.
We didn't have none of that stuff. You know, I was raised up. My dad's who taught me how to fish. My grandmother lived on the Rockcastle River. Behind her house, 100 yards over the hill was the river, and there was a long shoal down there. And I loved it, dearly loved it. And I would go down and remember the little change purses that people used to have that
Yep,
was
when you push on the outside.
yeah, and it would open up in the middle.
Yeah.
I had one of those and I put it in my pocket, and it'd have a half a dozen hooks, half a dozen sinkers in it. Go down to the river, flip over a few rocks, find a few crawdads, pinch your tails off, peel them, put it in my pocket, and then float them up and under the rocks for red eyes. Smallmouth. Yeah.
You know what? You just brought up something awesome. Like, that's a great little, you don't see them anymore, but what a great little thing to carry some hooks and sinkers in, right?
Yeah, it was great.
Huh?
Didn't get stuck in the leg with them neither.
No, you
That was the
didn't, buddy.
greatest part.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. I hadn't thought about those changes.
I mean, that's one of the things that's so great about fishing. We're talking about Ranger boats and how things has changed over the years. Fishing can be literally, we talked about the catfishing,
I know. Yeah.
bluegill fishing, pond fishing, creek fishing, river fishing, lake fishing. I mean, you don't have to have a, forgive me of saying this, you don't have to have a Ranger boat to go fish, guys.
You don't.
I mean, you can literally stand on the bank and take the kids and have the time of your life.
Yep.
So, I mean, if you don't get anything out of me tonight that's worth a nickel for you, get your kids together, take them fishing. The time will be great. You can't spend it any other way that is any better. Taking them to church and Sunday school, and outside of
pretty
that,
good. Yep.
fishing has to be right there next. You know, the Lord loved fishermen.
He did.
He did.
Very much so.
Yes, sir.
That's why I keep saying myself. But man, that's awesome. Did you, you mentioned through all this, you mentioned a bunch. I want to ask you a bunch of questions, but before we go back to that
I'll tell you the
piece-
same thing my customers.
Yeah, yeah.
Dumb looks are still free, so have at
Are
it.
they? Okay. Well, that's okay. Evinrude.
Yes, sir.
Was that coming a big surprise? Do you feel like it was like?
It was unexpected. I'll
know?
put it like that. Yes, it was unexpected.
I mean, it's hard. They were a giant, right? They were considered.
When my dad started the boating business in 1979, Johnson and Evinrude was owned by the parent company, OMC, Outboard Marine Corporation. They were huge. At one time, they owned 50% of the entire outboard market. Now, think about that and let that settle in. You've got Johnson, Evinrude, Mercury Mariner, Honda, Yamaha, Suzuki.
Chrysler.
Yeah, back in that day and time, Chrysler was around,
Yeah.
which later become Force. But every time two outboards was sold, Johnson Evinrude sold one, and everybody else fought for the rest. So the company was huge. What happened to get them in trouble or whatever took place, I have no answer. But I guess the way I would answer what you're asking, it was more of a surprise than maybe anything else.
Yeah.
Which is really sad because Ole Evinrude was the creator of the outboard motor.
Yeah.
I mean, a legacy, literally.
Right.
A legacy's gone. And who knows? Bombardier is a huge corporation. Maybe they come back one of these days. Maybe somebody buys the name one of these days.
Right.
But that would be grand in my opinion.
But for right now, Evinrude's. I mean, you can't buy Evinrude. It's
Not a
done.
new Evinrude outboard, no sir.
Right.
They are going
Now,
to
what
stick.
about parts?
Well, they're going to stick around. They have told us as dealers that they will take care of all their warranty work and stuff of that type nature. They're going to try their best to keep everybody in parts. And if you're Evinrude owner, don't sweat it. Don't think, oh gosh, I got to go get rid of my motor, because there's parts galore out there. I mean, there's a lot of manufacturers that are still building parts for them. There will be parts from now on for Johnson Evinrude outboards.
Okay. That's kind of what I want to get to. So.
Yeah, I would. If I had an Evinrude motor right now, I would not worry about it. I'd use my outboard, and I'd never think twice about it, and I'd enjoy it, go fishing.
Yep. Awesome. So back to fishing, a little bit about the kids, the youth. We are working on a few things here that I'm not going to announce today. But we
Oh man,
just
I spill my guts. It's
I know.
only fair that you do yours.
Well, I am. I'm going to say this: we have secured our sponsorship with Casting with Kids
Cool.
tournament up at Yatesville. It's a huge tournament. They do a Casting for Kids tournament in the fall. So we just donated approximately about $1,000 worth of kids rods to them team, which will cover about 50 tackle boxes and kits.
Cool.
For 50
great.
of their kids, right? So
That's the future of our business.
last year, Chris Ferguson runs all that. I'm going to have him down on the show here in a couple weeks. But we chatted and listen. 2 years ago, not last year because they couldn't, but 2 years ago, they had 135 kids, and every one of them left with a brand new rod and reel.
It's awesome.
The kids' tournament, the top 3 won like iPads. They had everybody left with something, and so they've used that to actually raise money to buy a van at the adult tournament so that they can haul kids from Paintsville to the Shriners Hospital.
That's
right?
awesome.
And so that's the kind of work they're doing.
That's
I'm not going to
awesome.
steal all his thunder, but
That's
I had a
awesome.
great conversation
That's
with him, and so we're excited about that and some of the kids' stuff we got coming up in the. So I appreciate you saying we need to get our kids out fishing, whether it's a ranger. And that brings me to say, we've said this before, if you're interested in joining a high school team, don't feel like you have to be in a $70,000 boat. You don't have to be.
Absolutely not.
Okay.
We've sold a lot of nice used boats to guys that's just interested in getting their kid into high school fishing.
Right.
I mean, literally, if it's got a dependable outboard, it's got a trolling motor, and don't think you have to have all these high-tech electronics.
You don't.
I mean, you really don't. There's a place and purpose for everything, but you don't have to have all that stuff. You can go fishing. We sold a 1999 Tracker PT-185 the other day with a 90 Mercury on it. Man, it would be terrific, a boat like that, to go out and take your family. I mean, to go fish on the weekends, to go high school fishing.
Right.
I learned to fish in a 15-foot Monarch
Oh, yeah.
with a 55 horsepower short shaft Johnson with a stick steer up front. It's like watching a guy working.
A skid steer.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
You know. Dad had a tack in it, and he says, "Son, never run her over 4,500 RPMs. Slow her down, son." And then we had a 6 horsepower Johnson to troll with. You're 100% right. The
It's
big
funny you
nice
say that.
Ranger, that's awesome, but you do not have to have that.
I bet you caught more fish out of those boats than you
I
did.
have never yet in my life been in a boat that I've caught more fish out of than that old Monarch.
Yeah. We used to, so my family, we used to go to Cherokee Lake,
Yep.
and we'd stay at the old German Creek boat
Yep.
dock marina where they had all the cabins. Before the condos and all that came in, they had the old
Before
cabins.
the Huffs took over.
That's right. Well, yeah, there was somebody before that, I think, but we went down.
Rex Huff and
Yep,
his
Mike
family
Huff,
owns it, yeah.
which they're great people,
Great
by the
guys,
way.
great
Listen,
guys, great
Rex
family.
helps me every time I go to Cherokee Lake.
Yep.
He takes my phone call. We've had conversations. He's put me on some fish, so he's been great to me.
Does Rex fish?
Yeah, Rex still fishes.
Wow.
Yep, he does.
I hope when I grow up I'm just like
I
him.
know. So, but we used to go down there, and I remember, man, I grew up fishing out of a 15-foot, like semi-V old aluminum boat.
Yeah.
And I remember a few, like I had a 1999 Bullet that I got off my professor. That's how I really got into tournament fishing, and it was a 21 XD with a Mercury, that offshore racing engine.
We sold Bullet new
that-
once upon a time.
That EFI 265,
Yeah.
right? And man, it was a great boat, but no hydraulic steering, right? So when you're doing
Cable
90,
steering.
so when you're doing 90, 92, and you're holding that steering wheel,
How many fish did you catch that fast?
you don't catch any fish that fast. I'm going to tell you right now. But it was my
It's
first
really
boat.
hard to hit the bank too.
But when you get
isn't
the
it?
boat for a great deal, and you get like 3 years to pay it off with hardly nothing to owe anyway, and it's just your tax money, then I was 22, 23 years old, man. So I bought it, and I'm driving, and it's like, and then people go, "Hey, you got those new boats." They start, time walking on you, and I'm like, "No, man, go drive a Bullet 92 miles an hour with no hydraulic steering. See how that works, right? Then you learn how to drive. You know what I mean? And so it's different, right? But hydraulic steering, the plug in the back, and just to be able to turn.
There's some great
there's a few things,
Absolutely,
right?
absolutely.
But then these boats, I don't want to scratch. I don't, but I put them in the
After
sticks.
the first scratch hurts the worst.
Yeah, and then
You'll
after
cry
that-
a little bit after that. Then after that, the rest of them are just character marks.
That's right. That's right.
That's right.
Future, what's going on? What's going on at Pittsburgh? What's happening? Anything new, changes? By the way, I love Rick. I have to say that. I know
He's
you
a
said he
stuff,
can't retire,
ain't he?
but he is amazing. He
He's
comes
a
up here
stuff.
and visits us up here, gets his crickets here when he wants to go fishing.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So,
you need to start selling him dead crickets. That's one of the
hey.
problems. He's we talk about technology. One
Yeah.
of the latest things that's come out that everybody's really went nuts over is Garmin LiveScope.
yeah,
And Rick has learned to bluegill fish
yeah.
with Garmin LiveScope. He says if you turn it to the tree and there's nothing in there, there's no need of wasting a cricket. All right. So you've got him thinking. But when he turns that LiveScope to a tree and he sees fish in there, he can throw the cricket. He says he's literally watched fish
right.
come out and eat the crickets. Now, there's one thing about fishing that everybody needs to know. Everybody that fishes is liars except for me and Kent.
Is that true?
And I'm not so sure about Kent, okay? So Rick could
That's
be
right.
stretching it just a little
He
bit.
could be. He could be.
But what's new at Pittsburgh Marine?
I'll sell him some. How about, I sell
Come on.
2 sizes of crickets here, so I'll just put the babies in there
Really?
for him.
I didn't know we
right.
had got that technical with crickets.
Let me just tell you, let me help you out a little bit. We've sold, I would say, this is fair enough. We sold probably over 200,000 crickets last year. Okay, and so
I noticed there was a candy store just down the road that had chocolate-covered crickets. Is that like where all the dead ones go?
that's exactly where they go, right?
I'm messing with you.
And
They
so-
really ain't.
But they, we sell 2 sizes of crickets, babies for the geckos and bearded dragons and all that, and then the large crickets for also those, but also for fishing. So
I used to catch grasshoppers like that, man, to fish with. You got any
Hey,
crickets that big?
actually, you know what's funny is that we got a phone call once about some grasshoppers, and I've never even seen it on our list to even carry grasshoppers, but we got that call one day.
A creek chub will eat a grasshopper, I promise you.
Yeah, I bet. I bet. They do make cricket hoppers, crankbaits, but it's not the
really?
same.
Okay.
They do. But anyway, what's new? Pittsburgh, what's going on?
We're picking up kayaks.
Are you? Awesome.
We're going to do some
That's
kayak
exciting.
business. The Ascend kayaks, we're going to give it a whirl and see how it
Okay.
goes. So that's something new going on. The electronic world has went nuts. Let's talk about Garmin a minute ago.
Yeah.
We're keeping up with all that. The Lowrance stuff, their new active image, I think
Active target.
Active target, thank you.
Yep.
It's coming. I've not seen one yet, not got one yet, but we've already got people standing in line for them. In the boating business, Ranger just keeps on doing what Ranger's doing. They build one of the finest fiberglass bass boats that's ever been put together. The quality of the boat is as great as it ever was. It's not changed. One of the great things here of late is 4-stroke motor technology.
Of course.
Mercury's building this new 4.2 liter V8 outboard that literally is just less than the weight of a battery, heavier than a comparable V6, and this 4.2 liter motor is a V8. Unreal hoe shot, unreal. It's just incredible. So that's some of the stuff that's going on. Service is already picking up. I mean, here we are. It's January 20th, and we've had 2 or 3 pretty days. Service is already picking up. We've got some boats sold. We did sell a few boats off the show.
Congratulations.
So, and we've sold some stuff there at the shop as well. Right now, inventory has been hard to come by for everybody.
Got the feeling. Know the
So
feeling.
yeah, and literally, it's not just the fishing industry. It's everything. It's anywhere you look. Car lots, if you'll notice, a lot of hoes in their lineups. Campers. You'll see a lot of camper businesses. There's hose in the parking lot. So it's just COVID created a lot of things, okay?
Yeah.
But right this moment, we do have a pretty good supply of Ranger aluminum. Awesome, man. I love my Ranger aluminum boats. We sell a lot of Ranger aluminums, the little RT-178s with the 60s. You can get into a brand new outfit, boat,
And those
motor
64
trailer.
strokes?
Yes, sir.
You can't
You don't
even know they're running.
No.
It's amazing.
You can drop it in gear and just walk off and leave it, and when you come back the next day, it'll still be sitting there idling.
No.
Yeah, it's just crazy. So, you know, that's a lot of what's going on. Fishing tournaments is getting ready to get kicked off.
Can you believe it doesn't even feel like here I am doing all this remodel stuff for my open house, and I feel like I did say, hey, I'm going to do this over the winter when I have a break.
Yeah.
But I feel like
There's
since
not been
everything
one.
got pushed
Yes.
to the fall
Yes.
because of COVID, all the tournaments, I felt like I just wrapped up tournaments in December, and then I'm right back into March is
It's
right
on us.
around the corner.
Yeah.
You know,
We're-
and February
we're-
20th, the
yeah,
tournaments
yeah.
start, right?
Yeah,
I mean, that's a month.
That's right. We're literally 4 to 6 weeks away from tournament season being wide open.
Yeah.
First BFLs in the Mountain Division here at home, March 6th, Del Hollow. I mean, it's on us. It's here. So yeah,
We got a question for you.
come on.
2 of them. Tim Keller, do you guys work on Fitch motors?
The
FIC?
Fick,
Yeah.
the old Evinrude Fick.
Yeah.
We can hook him up. We can talk to him. Yes, sir.
Tim Keller, assistant bass coach at Clark County.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so
Okay.
great customer
Yes.
of ours.
Yes.
Okay, so great
Yep.
dude.
Yep.
Take care of him.
Steve Parker said, tell David I grew up in Prestonburg with Doug Green.
God, I'm sorry.
And he said, could you hook me up with a cheap Ranger?
A cheap Ranger.
Well,
I've never heard that.
now listen, Steve Parker, I love that guy. He's a great customer. He came down and helped me at the show, actually.
Well, I should say, he
Okay.
should say a Ranger for cheap.
Yes.
So
A Ranger for cheap.
But
Okay.
he for ex-first responder, right?
Right.
Police,
Right.
that kind of deal. So he's a good dude, man.
Look us up. We'll see what we can come up with. Let us know what size boat you're looking for and new, used. I'll promise you we'll work with you.
You started to mention price.
Yes, sir.
entry level. What?
The RT-178s.
Yeah.
RT-178, boat motor, trolling motor, freight, prep, $21,995 plus tax, title, license. I mean, you know,
Yeah.
brand new boat.
For a new boat? Wow.
And the Ranger aluminum, everybody has seen over the years the pictures of Forrest standing in Ranger cutaways. We had one at the fishing expo.
You did.
And that's not just a boat that they spray that way to show. That's literally how Ranger's built with all the closed cell foam, okay? I mean, it's above and beyond of what the Coast Guard says that the boats have to have. The boats are supposed to have upright level flotation. Not so with Ranger. You know, if Forrest had helped build the Titanic, it might not have went down, okay? But the aluminums are built the same way. Anywhere there's a void like between the floor and the bottom of the boat, it's sprayed full of foam, the gunnels, the side of the boat. And on the aluminum, it does multiple things. Obviously, the mainest thing is a safety feature. But how many aluminum boats have you been out in and you've heard coming down the lake and you can hear them coming, the pitter patter? Or you drop a bait on it and it echoes everywhere and the fish go. It literally insulates the boat, quietens the boat down. So it's a great package.
Here's what else is great about the aluminum boats, and I'm not saying obviously I love my fiberglass boat, but on the aluminum boats, if you're getting into it just now, or you're a person that and you know yourself well enough, you don't want to wax down your boat every time you get off the lake. Okay? You don't want to have that heavy maintenance all the time. Okay? The aluminum boat gives you that ability. It's a little better stored outside than the fiberglass boat, right? Put your cover on it. Okay? It's just an easier maintenance boat, I would say, than the fiberglass boat.
Easier to pull.
Easier to pull.
Easier to handle. The decks that they're putting on the aluminum boats now, the Ranger aluminum, they're huge. Listen, if me and you can't get up there and throw rock crawlers together, there's something bad wrong with us.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to parallel the bank, the decks are big enough. The boats, the Ranger boat has got a 64-inch bottom. So I'm not going to exaggerate. It's an aluminum boat, and when you walk around on it, it'll wiggle a little bit. But it's got a wide footprint in the water, and it sets really good. It's a sturdy boat moving around on it. So, yeah, it's a great way to get started.
Yeah, awesome. Any other questions, Randy?
Nope, that's it.
Awesome. Hey, let's do a quick section. Here's what we normally do. Randy, I know we're getting we're a bit over time, but we're good.
If this was a basketball game and it was overtime, everybody would be hooping and hollering.
That's right. That's exactly right. Let's go. Let's go. So Randy doesn't fish a whole lot, so usually he grabs some baits and throws them out. And we talk. He just wants to eat fish. He doesn't care about fishing. So he got us some baits, and we'll just talk about if you fished with them or you haven't, or how would you use it. right? And I think you've grabbed a few around the store, Ian. So we'll just set them right here, buddy.
Sit right there on our fancy new table.
Right? Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. What else you got over there? I thought you had a couple others. Oh, you're sneaking in some on us.
That's it.
All right. Is that it?
Yeah.
All right. Let's talk about this one right here. Hey, one of your attendees to the WYMT fishing show, all right, presented by you guys. And this is Buddy's Custom Baits. And it's a sprayed grass, what he calls a Cumberland River crawl. It's a good looking bait.
Yep.
Translucent.
Got some heavy plastic on the end, so it's going to really cut up when it falls. Great to flip with. You can put this on a big stick and some big game and
Yeah.
pitch it
I
into
think,
a
I
cover.
think definitely a great flipping bait. I think
Big great trailer on a jig.
great trailer on a jig. I think especially in the
jig.
summer. In the summer, right?
That would really cut up on a chatter jig,
It would,
man.
yeah. He's got some. It's got a bigger flinge than normal
Yeah.
here, right?
Yeah.
So I'd be interested to see how that does. You know, one of the Overman guys were on here and they talk about displacing water, right? And so with that big paddle like that,
Yep.
I think maybe better in the. I would say more in the summer, spring for me. Right?
Probably so. Late spring when
versus
fish
late
beginning.
when it's
Yeah,
colder.
yeah.
I like more of a thinner profile, less action in the
true,
fall, in the
true.
late fall and winter.
Yep.
But that's me personally. Not that I'm a great fall fisherman, because I'm gonna tell you,
Fall fishing's tough anywhere you
it's
go.
tough, man.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Yep.
So, hey, what about that bait? Have you thrown that?
A
you throw
whopper plopper. How'd you say them things went?
That's a pretty fast whopper plopper.
I've had a few fishermen in my boat that sounded like that a few times.
Hey, I'm one of them.
Yeah. Hey, listen, my partner, Junior right there. Listen, I literally, I get three. I told him after the first day we fished, I get 3 different times that I can say you're in timeout, and he literally has to go on a 10-minute. He puts his timer on and goes on a 10-minute silent. Right? Because I can't. I'm like, dude, you got to be quiet for 10 minutes. I can't handle it. But anyway,
This is an awesome little bait. When smallmouth are coming off the bed, they will reveal themselves to you. Just to rip it, and they get excited. They'll come up and look at it. Night fishing. You didn't hear this from me. I'd get in trouble if I told this on where anybody could hear it. But at Laurel, night fishing, when the walleye are coming up in the spring, parallel bluffs, would work at Lake Cumberland as well when the alewives are
Yeah.
up spawning, and just
yeah.
wake it right slow and easy and keep that tail moving. Yes, sir. I'll bet you they'd drink it.
I bet they would. It's a nice tip there. All right.
Drank it.
We won't
They'll
discuss
drink.
the color
When
because I
it's,
can.
when it's back here, that means they're drinking it.
Yeah, that's a new
They're
one.
I've
drinking.
never heard that one.
Yeah,
I
they're
like
drinking
that.
it.
I'm going to steal that.
I like to say that car wrecked it. Right. That's my line.
Same
That
idea.
guy over there, he's got like 17 different versions of however.
Smoke,
Right. So,
swarfed on
but yeah, this is.
I don't think I won't be in the boat with him though when he's throwing a bait that makes that kind of noise. I believe I'd put him in timeout.
Listen, I'll tell you a story before we get done. You throw that much? You throw a
Drop
drop
shot.
shot much?
Drop shot. Robo is one of the worms. Correct me if I'm wrong here. It comes from West Coast. Is that not
It
true?
does.
Is that not true?
Well, actually, it's packaged in. Yep. There you go. Look at there.
They even make their own little hook. It's got the keeper on it.
They do. But there's some guys making different hooks now that are doing that. The
Hey, you can nose hook it.
owner
all
makes a
kinds of
cover
stuff.
shot now that's similar to that, to their hook.
And look at the cover. We were talking about color a minute ago and talking about shaky heads. Don't matter what color you throw as long as it's
Green pumpkin.
green pumpkin. Yep. That
right.
will catch them. Kentucky's, smallmouth, largemouth, 10-inchers.
We've had a lot of
5-pounders.
people this year come in and say, and I'll give you an example for me. I never was a big crankbait guy. I didn't enjoy crankbait. I like throwing a drop shot. I enjoyed throwing a jig. I don't mind throwing a jerk bait.
Oh, I mean,
swim
you're
bait.
from Madison County, man.
Well, I'm from Lexington, actually, but
But you're in Madison
I
County
am.
now, and this is the home of the DeVere family.
It is.
And anybody in Madison County knows how to throw a jig.
That's right.
It's in the water up here.
It is. And so it's hard not to go throw a jig. But I go down. We won a couple tournaments about 4 years ago. I go down to Barron, and I absolutely get embarrassed in our club, right? It's a fun club, but I didn't catch hardly anything for 2 straight days because the bite was on a crankbait, and I literally would not pull myself off enough to even go do it. And so
You'll
I
have to
finally
ask
said,
Rick about him and Jimmy back in the day fishing Fishers and Men and throwing
Yeah.
crankbaits.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I finally had to learn how to do it. And so that brings me to here. There's a lot of guys coming in that will go, okay, I'm finally going to do it. I need a spinning rod outfit. I'm finally going to do it. How do I fish this Ned thing? You know, how do I fish the drop shot, or what am I doing? And there's all kinds of techniques, but it's
The
a
only
different.
bad way to fish, it's not to fish it.
That's correct. But it is a different. You don't really set the hook very hard on a drop
No,
shot either. You got
just
to kind of
kinda reel
reel
up
into it.
and lean
So,
into it, yeah.
A little different. Hey, one of the guys. I'll talk about this for a second. So you all pulled this bait. This is a brand new bait. It's called it's got a banana head on it. So if you notice, it's kind of shaped a little bit like a banana. That's what they call it. And this is got basically been painted blades with pink and blue kind of sparkle to it with the light pink. This is a great smallmouth bait.
Absolutely. As
This
soon
is
as I seen it, the first thought come through my mind was smallmouth.
it's kind of hard not to with a
Yeah.
pink bait, right?
Yeah.
But there's a lot
Although
of guys.
largemouth will eat it too.
They will. But for pink spinnerbait, this is actually by Gary Adams. He was in our booth at the WYMT show as well, selling his. He sold, I think, over 100 spinner bugs. He calls them a spinner bug,
Yeah.
just to be a little different. But unique, what I'll say about his baits, what he really likes, is that the way that he pulls or turns his wire right here, it'll never come past the top of the lead wire. It will always curl under. And so he likes that because it won't pull on the grass, and he feels like it comes through the grass better than stopping. So that's just how he describes his baits a little bit.
Sambo swivel.
But, yep.
It's a good looking bait.
It's a really good looking bait. We sold a lot of these down at the show this past weekend. So he'll be back here for our open house as well. So if you're interested in some of his spinner bugs, I should say, then come by and check them out. But he's got them. So do you fish a lot of spinner baits?
I fish, don't I?
I know, but
Typically on the
there's some
front
guys
deck.
that don't throw a lot of
Typically on the
spinnerbait.
front deck of my boat, there's always going to be a jig out.
Yep.
It's just you can't help it.
Yeah.
I always normally have a spinnerbait laying out. Shaky head, gotta have a shaky head.
Yep.
Okay. And then after that, depending on the time of the year, will depend on what else is out there, whether it's top water or a crankbait or what have you. But there's always going to be a jig, a shaky head, a spinnerbait. Those baits are they're going to be laying on the deck of my boat.
All the time.
That's right.
Dedicated rods.
But listen, do not go on FLW and look up my stats, because you'll see that they don't work, okay? My Ranger rep, Mike McDonald, that I had for over 20 years, he taught me a valuable lesson in the boat business right out of the gate. He said, you need to go fish BFLs. He said, that's where a lot of your customer base will be. I said, okay, sounds great. Because I already love to tournament fish. I was already fishing Fisher Men. And he looked at me and he told me something that I've never forgot. He said, when you go to these tournaments, he said, remember, you're not a professional fisherman. You're there to meet and greet and sell boats. And you can look at my stats. He's right. 100%.
Well, I think it's great that you said that, because I've toyed with my boat and truck, and I've thought about working to wrap it this year, but I was wrapping it only specifically because I want to advertise for here.
That's right.
And I want people to come here and see my shop and what I'm putting
Would
into
you
it.
rather sell baits or catch a fish?
I'd sell baits, right? But I love catching fish. That's the bonus.
That's right. It's sort of like those saying having
Yeah.
your cake,
Yeah.
getting to eat it too.
Yeah. And so I love fishing tournaments. And trust me, I fish hard, and I fish hard, and I want to win, and some of them I do win, and it's a great day. But
What's that
I'm not
like?
disappointed. You've won some tournaments now. Come on now. I know better than that. It might have been a long time.
I don't know when it would have been.
Yeah, well, Well, it's just like Fishers of Men. I mean, we came down there. Blanton and I fished there several years ago. We came in the top 10 down there, had a great day. But
Fishermen's a great organization.
Well, I mean, you're Fishing for Missions tournament, sorry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but Fishermen's
Yes.
is great tournament. Once
It
again,
is.
another great tournament
Another
organization,
great
right?
organization, yes.
But your Fishing for Missions tournament, we went down there and came in top 10, had a great day. And,
You know
but
what?
I'm going to win that Bible one day. I will
you
get
go.
there.
There
right?
you go.
I'm
I
going to win
want
it.
to see you do that.
That'd be great.
And one of the great things about Fishing for Missions is there's always some really good fishermen there, but there's a lot of guys that come and participate in Fishing for Missions just simply because it is what it is.
Right.
And they want to come and be a part of and just get to be there with us. It's a great event. Great event.
It is.
If fun fishing is what you're about and you're not a serious tournament guy, Fishing for Missions is definitely something you want to come participate in.
Right. Right.
Door prizes, fun event. Rick's going to share the gospel with you.
Yep.
Just an awesome day. Awesome day.
It is. And this past tournament was really good. Mm-hmm. Right.
Yep.
It seems to keep getting better.
The fishing was really off this fall.
What?
This fall
Was it?
It was terrible.
My fishing's off every fall. But
Well,
that's a
this
different story.
particular year, it was really tough. But still great field of boats, great group of guys to be around. Awesome event.
Yep. So, well, hey, listen. I think I'm gonna. Do you want to come back
We're gonna
up?
have Ian
Okay.
come right between you.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, why
Okay. Sure.
Now remember, he said he had been dieting here a while ago.
Yeah, he's on a diet, so we have to be a little careful.
Suck in here.
Okay.
Hey guys.
Hey,
Who did you say was going to fix the barbecue?
Daryl Muncie.
He's got a really good-looking boat.
He's got a great-looking boat.
Where did that
Speaking
boat
of the
come from?
devil,
I believe it was Pittsburgh Marine.
he does. It did come from
A
there.
blackout Ranger.
Blacked
You know
out.
what type of truck
right?
he drives too?
He does. He drives a. Ooh. Speaking of, his new
Black
truck is a
Widow.
Black Widow
Oh, that he
Blacked
got
out
at Jack
that he got at Jack
Chevrolet.
Burford Chevrolet.
That's what
And-
Trevor just got.
right?
his truck
I've not
too.
seen that yet.
And he blacked that out with the blacked out Ranger, and I'm going to tell you, it's pretty killer rig,
Yeah.
It's
Ooh,
sharp.
right?
ooh, we
Oh.
should totally get him to drive it up there and let us take a picture.
If you really like the idea of a blackout Ranger, I might just have a Z520L sitting in stock.
Oh, really?
That's right.
I might know where you can get one.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh Marine.
There you
There
go. Well, it's a good looking rig. Daryl.
It's
So
awesome.
yeah, Daryl's cooking the.
Question: Does
Food, yeah.
Ranger make a purple boat?
Answer. Does a bear live in the woods?
Kent, we're going to Ranger.
We can
So-
get you any color you want.
I know.
I know.
What? You know, bears do live in zoos sometimes. Though.
The smart ones live in the woods, trust me.
The others
Yeah.
were captured.
That's right.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, hey man, thanks again
Thank
for us letting us come down the show. We love working with Lonnie. The whole team at WYMT is great to us.
Good
The
people.
arena is great to us.
Absolutely.
The availability for carts and extension cords that we forgot, or tables or anything else, they're always there.
And with all that said, men, you talked about this a little bit. If you mentioned you had a guy that was really great, that was painting your rock crawlers
Yep.
for you. That type of stuff is things that we really need
Yeah.
in this fishing expo. Custom baits, guides,
Yes.
marinas, the tournament trails. Man, if you're Greg Hansford, if you're out there listening, Fisher of Men needs a booth. Introduce yourself to these people and grow your trails. FLW, send your BFL mountain directors, your volunteer directors, send them to this show. I mean, fishermen are looking for
Kentucky
things.
Fish and Wildlife doing licenses,
Fish and
right?
Wildlife
We talked
needs to be
about
there.
that.
That's right.
There's custom swim bait guys out there
That's
that would
right.
be great to have.
Yes.
And so a lot of those to come in would draw just a whole different crowd coming in as well.
And the people that's coming into this show are coming looking to spend some Christmas money.
They are.
Yeah.
They are, and it's a great time, and we're offering great deals. Right?
That's right.
I mean, I'm not down there.
No.
Right, I'm bringing deals
That's
to the
right.
show for them to
buy stuff.
right?
Yes.
And it helps. I mean, I want to say this. I don't think anybody, and I'll explain this. A lot of customers maybe don't understand that we start placing all of our orders in October,
Yes, sir.
November. I know you do similar things. We place all of our orders in October, November on purpose because we get bulk discounts. We get things that come to us as deals as we
Manufacturers have
purchase.
shows.
So we buy all this stuff in hopes that this reel is going to be hot in the spring or this is going to be hot in the spring. We don't know. It's kind of like a potluck. You know, we use our best guess and our best information, but we don't know what the classic's going to bring or the next hot bait's going to be or the best color that all of a sudden we're out of Demon DT6s or we're out of this specific powder
Old
crawl,
rock crawler.
right? Or we're out of these specific colors. Like, we don't know. So we buy all this. So you guys come into the show and purchasing during the winter
Get
really
first deals.
has huge helps to us as dealers.
Sure it does.
Because our bills start coming in January, February, March, April. We pay for all this stuff. So if we can't sell during the winter, these shows are super important to us.
They are.
And we are very blessed to have the weekend that we did this weekend, and we are very excited.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? It's one of the best weekends we've ever had as a.
This was the third annual. As you mentioned, and I won't get into no details
Yep.
because there's a lot of stuff that we've got to talk about. But if the good Lord tarries is coming and COVID gets under control, we're talking about possibly a few tricks that
It's going to be good.
we could blow the roof off the arena. So with that being said, if you're out there watching this and you're in the type of businesses that we're talking about, you want to get involved. I promise you, you will want to get involved.
Yep. Awesome. Well, being that we always go over, which in good fashion, but we love great company.
Well,
so
thank you.
Thanks again. Thanks
Yes,
for coming
sir.
up and hanging out with us. If you all have any questions for David, now, do we have any questions at all?
No
I know we answered some. If you do have any, I would be happy to forward this on to him and so forth, or you can call Pittsburgh Marine and talk to he's always
Absolutely.
there. Call him and speak to him.
Not take them in the post. Pittsburgh.
Thank you.
Yep. Awesome. And yeah. So listen, come in our shop. February 5th and February 6th is our open house. We are also hosting the Trifecta kickoff party for the Trifecta series with MarineWorks, John Webb, and the team there. So we will be hosting their kickoff here March 6th. So another big shindig going on there.
Free food?
Once again, Randy, we will have free food there so that you'll be able to eat for the seventh
crappie
time.
Order whatever you want.
Right.
Send all bills to John Webb.
And he will be, man,
There's an Outback just over the hill right here.
Real close.
I just don't know what
I'm talking filet,
Listen.
dude.
I don't know what I would do if I could get,
$40 steak.
if I could get Anthony and John and Bill and you and all of us in the same room. I think I would,
It'd be bad.
you know, I think it'd be a crazy time. No, they
No,
all,
no,
get-
it- I
let me
mean,
tell you
It'd be a
what,
good bad.
they
though.
all
Good
get
bad.
along really
It-
well.
It
right?
would-
It would get deep.
It would get deep. And listen, all of those guys are great, right? I get along with all of you. I'm sitting right in the middle, okay? And so I support all of you. I wish I could buy 6 boats and buy them all from
You can't just buy one
every
from
one of
me.
you, but I can't afford that,
Buy me a big
right?
purple
Unless I
Ranger.
buy kayaks from every one of them. Maybe I could do that.
I'm
okay?
getting in the kayak
Okay,
business,
gotcha. Maybe
remember.
that's what I'm going to do.
There we go.
So anyway, I want to say thank you guys for tuning in to our show. We'll see you in a couple weeks. We'll have one right before I think the next one is right before our show. Our show before our open house.
These are forward.
So thank you so
take
much.
These fishing with you
Have a
and
great
you use
night.
them for your peanut butter.
We'll see you soon.
Absolutely.
Thanks, guys.
Hey,
Thanks for watching the Cane Pole Fishing Show. Visit the Cane Pole in Southern Hills Plaza or on Facebook. Thanks for watching, and happy fishing. The Cane Pole Fishing Show is brought to you by Lewis Veterinary Downtown Clinic, Purdy's Coffee, Big Hill and Downtown, and the Paddy Wagon Irish Pub. Okay, you see this place? This place here. It's the Cane Pole, the place you should be getting all of your bait and tackle. The latest in fishing technology, lures, reels, rods, line, and of course, bait, crickets, shiners, goldfish, frozen bait, and worms of all kinds. Too much to mention it all. Check out the Cane Pole on Facebook, or come on by and let us show you how to catch more fish, because catching fish is fun. The Cane Pole in Southern Hills Plaza, Richmond, KY.